Hello, everybody. I want to share with you what I think is possibly the most important news story of 2010, and it will affect everyone if it continues along the path that it's going down. And that is the cybersecurity bill that just passed the House overwhelmingly and is on its way to the Senate, Bill S773. And what the bill would allow is for the government to basically take control of the internet. Well, exactly take control of the internet. And I'm going to read you a few quotes from the bill that I looked up. Quote, the president may declare a cybersecurity emergency and order the limitation or shutdown of internet traffic to and from any compromised federal government or United States critical infrastructure network or system. Quote, may order the disconnection of any federal government or United States critical infrastructure system or network in the interest of national security. Now you might think, okay, well it's only the government systems. And that last quote, but then it defines the term. The term federal government or United States critical infrastructure, information systems, and networks includes, quote, state, local, non-governmental information systems and networks in the United States, designed by the president as critical infrastructure systems and networks. So if the president says it's a critical infrastructure or system or network, he can shut it down. State, local, federal, non-governmental networks, systems. So basically, it gives the president the power to shut down the internet or any network that he feels like. It's unilateral power. It says the president. And I think that's pretty powerful. And I think we do not want this to pass if we want to continue internet freedom. Throughout history, leaders have always tried to shut down viewpoints that oppose their agenda. You've seen it anytime there's been tyranny. Look at what China does. They don't let people have freedom on the internet. They censor it. And that's what we're headed for. And that can't happen if we want to steer this country in the direction of personal liberties, civil liberties, freedom, whatever you want to call it. That is not going to happen if we let the Congress and the president take the power of the internet away from the people. That it just won't work. The internet is incredibly powerful. In my opinion, it's the only thing separating us from history's past, where the people have just been fooled because they could only get information from newspapers and TVs. It was the mainstream media is all they got. And the alternative media, for the first time in the history of the world, now has a voice to everyone. I don't know about you, but I would not know 95% of the things I know about the government and the real story behind what they tell you if it wasn't for the internet. And I don't know, let me know if you would know otherwise, but I think the internet is what has allowed that to happen for most people and is allowing what seems to me is a mass awakening among people to the charade of the government and everything they do, all the lies they tell you, and their infinite taxation and destruction of your liberties. So I think the internet's our last great hope. This bill cannot pass. I think this is the biggest news story so far this year, and it must be stopped. Of course, you don't see it in the headlines, even though it's so important. And we need to do something about it. Tell people that this can't stop. Call your senators. Share videos like this. This is what they want. They want to take control. I'm going to link to another story that I wrote up about Cass Sunstein. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he's a czar at the White House. And he has come out and said, we might consider banning conspiracy theorizing. And they define a conspiracy theory as anything that disagrees with the government. That is another very important story. So I'll link to that. And the paper that he wrote says we should consider banning free speech. We should consider fining and taxing alternative ideas. And a conspiracy theory to them is just anything that disagrees. So if they say the sun doesn't shine and the sky is purple, then if you say it otherwise, then you're wrong. If they say 2 + 2 = 5, and you disagree, they'll consider that as speech against the government, and they'll consider doing things to stop it. So taking over the internet is one of those things. We can't let it happen. Please do something about this, or you will never be able to see alternative ideas in the future. It is just unbelievable that they have this out in the open, saying we're going to shut down the internet if there's an emergency. The internet has been around for I don't know how long, maybe 20 years now, maybe more than that, probably more. And has there ever been a cyber emergency They just shut down the whole internet. Yeah, there's been some problems. There's been viruses, but I think you would probably agree those have gone down. There have been some problems, but we've worked themselves out. They've worked themselves out. There's never been a time when a terrorist took over the internet and just killed a bunch of people or ruined a bunch of computers, ruined everyone's computer. Sure, you break a few eggs, but there's never been a huge national security emergency because of the internet. So we don't need the government now to meddle in it. Just let it be. It works just fine. All they're doing this for is so they can take control and censor people. And that is unacceptable. We have the right to freedom of speech, and we won't let it go. Don't let it go. Call your senator. Share these links. Thank you.